All right, guys, I am back from YCS Houston. I'm going to do a tournament report as I do after every major event, YCS Ultimate Time Wizard or RBTs. Now, as for myself, I didn't do too particularly well, but I did join the Attack of the Giant card day 2, so we're going to go over that and what happened there as well. This was one of the most fun events I ever had, because it's not really my hometown, because I live in near Dallas, the DFW area, which is like 3.5 hours away from Houston, but, a lot of people from my locals went. And Houston, I met a lot of Houston players throughout the years, just going to regionals. And they host I went to like a big tournament in Houston like a year ago, a big Edison tournament, and then a lot of the Houston players go to the Copris Cove, the underground Edison tournament. So I've just met a lot of the players throughout the years. Like, I remember I was walking around and like I knew almost everyone who played in the Ultimate Time Wizard. Like, and obviously I know I've met a lot of the Chicago players as well. A couple people came from out of town. So yeah, I'm gonna do a tournament report for the main event and the Attack of the Giant card. But first, I'm going to go over actually the top 8 deck list just to see what people were playing. Shout out to Konami. I guess we'll go over complaints first. Again, we still don't have a clock, which I kind of get. What I've started doing is, since I use Neuron to keep track of life points, as soon as the judge says, okay, you may begin, I always press the timer on Neuron. That way I don't forget. I actually started doing that for the first time this weekend, so I'm gonna probably start doing that. I recommend it because we don't have our own clock. A lot of times people are always asking the judge, like, judge, how much time is left? But the judge could be far away. So, but I get it though, why they can't give us our own clock. It's because they don't want the main event to get confused with the Time Wizard clock. So it's understandable. But like, what's crazy is one thing I want to mention is the past couple events, the side event, the Attack of the Giant card for day 2 card is better than the main event. Like, we got a DMOC, which has been reprinted already. This is the 3rd one, I think, maybe even the 4th. I know it's the 3rd one for sure, because we just had a DMOC at Vegas, but then we had a Geyserus for the Attack of the Giant card, which was good. Anyway, all right, let's go. So we got Sean Michael Bush. I believe he's from Houston, so he held it down for Houston, won the Ultimate Time Wizard in Houston, so congrats to him. He's playing Bayou Turbo. Let's just see. I'm just going to go over and see if there's anything that really stands out to me. Its monster lineup looks pretty standard, except, the one Chaos Sorcerer, but I think that's becoming kind of common. Allure Brain, Burial Charge. Yeah, nothing too. Deck Dev in the main, that's pretty much standard now. 2D Prison, yeah. His main deck looks really, really standard. Now let's look at the side deck. Cold Wave, okay, that's pretty interesting. I think Gary Yu's been using that in his Bayou deck. 2 Cyber, 2 Crow, Triple Dust, 2 Dyna. Vortex is pretty interesting. But I have seen some people start signing that card. Mind Control, Royal Pressure Song. Yeah, this is a really standard Bayou list. It's just, there's not much you can really change in the Bayou deck. This seems like the new standard. All right, so now it's first place. Bayou Turbo. So Cameroon, I think he's going to be at the Edison Showdown 4 here coming up in a few weeks. I was going to try to get his deck profile, but I think he left because I was playing the Attack of the Giant card, so I didn't have time to film his deck profile. And then they left, so. But here it is on Konami. So he's playing, is it Twilight? It looks like Twilight. Arcus, Gale, Kai's, Card Trooper, Celestia, Chaos Sorcerer, Dark Arm, Aaron, Groth, Gores, Too Honest. Yeah, it's just a Twilight deck. Reaper, Trag, nothing too fancy there. 3 Recharge. Call is pretty interesting. Return? Okay. Magic, okay, his trap lineup's a little interesting. Side decks, 2 Sirokkos. Yeah, people have done that in the past. Cold Wave. You could have thrown that in the main deck. My Body, Trap Stun. So yeah, nothing too fancy there on this Light Sworn. All right, 3rd place, Ian Madison Weddle Coates. Oh, he's one of the gadget players. Oh, one thing I want to mention. So a lot of people that came from out of town, because they're not, me being from Texas, I know, like, we travel again for Copris Cove. I've been to Copris Cove 3 times. And I went to Austin last year for the Ultimate Time Wizard in Houston. Like, going in, everyone from Dallas, we all knew there's a lot of GB players in Houston. So a lot of people that came out of town were like, they were caught off guard. Like, oh my God, there's so many GB players here. Whereas me and everyone from Dallas were like, oh no, everyone down there plays GBs. So we were expecting it. Plus, a lot of people from Dallas play GBs as well. So we're like, yeah, there's going to be, like, I was prepared. I even mentioned it in a couple of videos, I think. Yeah, I'm expecting to see GBs at Houston. Anyway, but Gadgets is not a deck. I mean, it's 3rd place is pretty good for Gadgets. I've always liked Gadgets. The only thing I don't like about Gadgets is they kind of get hurt by deck dev. But I like that he's not playing too many. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, he's playing like 8 Gadgets. 1 Cyber Dragon. Yeah, it looks like a standard gadget deck. Creature swap. Solidarity, 3 Smashing Ground. 14 trap cards. Horn of Heaven is like the joke that everyone was talking about this weekend. The main deck, Horn of Heaven. But outside of that, it looks like a pretty standard gadget deck. Side deck, Light Mirror, Lightning Vortex, Master Stick. Yeah, nothing too fancy there. So yeah, congrats to taking gadgets all the way to 3rd place. I mean, the Machina's I've always been a fan of Machina. I've wanted to play it myself, but I don't know about gadgets, man. Just because I'm scared of deck dev. All right, as you can see, the winner, 2 deck devs in the main. It's like almost all the value lists. Like all the value players I play against, they're all like main decking deck dev. I'm like the only one who's not main decking it. I just don't like it in the main deck. I side it, but okay. Here comes Robert Scarpelli. I've played him once. He beat me at Austin last year. I think he was my only loss. Yeah, he was my only loss until somebody was me remember a year ago at Ultimate Time was in Austin. I didn't show up. My second loss, I just didn't show up because I dated. And actually, the same thing happened in Houston where. Because we had too many players, so they had A through L on one side of the room, and they had R through Z, like L through Z on the other side. But this time I was like, no, I'm not gonna get too far away because I'm not trying to have a repeat of what happened at Austin, where I knocked myself out of the tournament, which was unfortunate. I'd rather lose. I don't want to lose that way. It was pretty bad. Anyway, here comes Robert Scarpelli. 3 Caius, 1 Death Frog, Alias, Ocean Stratos, Prodigy, Edge, Gores, Ryza, 3 sub, 3 swap, 2 Treeborn. So if you notice here, he's not playing Dupe Frog. I'm almost certain that he's good friends with the guy who, somebody maybe saw my tournament report, I got 2nd place in Attack of the Giant card in Vegas. The guy who won, who beat me in the finals, I was almost certain he wasn't playing Dupe Frog because when I faced him, I didn't see it either. So I think they're good friends. I think they're both from the same area. They probably worked on the deck together. So yeah, I think this is something that when I've played Frog Hero in the past, I never went 0 dupe. I thought about it once. But I tested 1 for a long time. But I think he replaced the dupe for Death Frog because he doesn't want to be weak to deck dev. That's my guess. And we'll see if this picks up popular, which I think it might. I think a lot of people are going to start testing Frog Hero without dupe. I mean, you kind of really don't need the dupe block. You have hero plays, and it makes the deck a little more consistent. And is he on Upstart? Yes, 3 Upstart. Finally, people are playing Upstart and Frog Hero. It's about time, man. I know Scarpelli, when I played him in Austin, was not on Upstart. He was on Yada. Glad to see he finally switched to Upstart. Rhoda, MST, 3 Miracle Heavy, 2 E-Call. I've always been a fan of 2 E-Call. It makes your deck more consistent, but you can draw it dead mid to late game. But I've tried this as well. Now let's look at Strapline, a 2D Prison Mirror Forward Brigade. Yeah, I'm almost certain that he's friends with that guy and Dirk Wagner. I'm pretty sure they came up with this build because when I played, I don't remember his name. When he beat me in the finals, he was main deck in D Prison. So yeah, it looks like a very similar deck. This might be the standard moving forward. We'll see if more people will try this version of Frog Hero without dupes. But he sided in 1 dupe, 3rd D Prison, 2 Bottomless, Dust, Flip Flop, 2 Dyna. That's surprising. 3 Needle Ceiling. Maybe that's for Forg and Gigabytes. Solemn Judgment in the side. That's interesting. Vanity's Fiend. Yeah, pretty good deck. Now we got Dirk Wagner. Again, I think these 2 are friends with that guy. I forgot his name. And you can see he's using the exact same list. So that should tell you something, that they both made top 8. And a guy in Vegas went undefeated with this deck. Because I remember I asked him after we were getting the Giant cards if he wanted to share his deck list. And he told me he didn't want to share it because they were going to Houston. And it paid off. He didn't share his deck list with me at Vegas. And 2 of his friends made top 8. So there you go. And I think Dirk was undefeated in Swiss. I think he was the 1 seed. He probably fell victim to the 1 seed curse. It's real everywhere, even at Time Wizards and RBTs. All right. Yeah, so same list. Yeah, same side deck, same everything. All right, so now we go Joe Torres with GBs. I know Joe. He's from, I think, Austin. I used to run into him at regionals back in the day. He actually beat my friend Adrian, Javi, the Tiger King's twin brother, in the Swiss rounds. And Adrian told me that I think it came down to, because Adrian doesn't play much. He plays mostly for fun. Like, he doesn't even play at locals, DB, nothing. He just kind of was like, I'm just going to go play at the event, right? And he did okay. He started off 6-1 with Diva Hero. Yeah, he lost round 8 to Joe. And Adrian, like, he attacks him with a Gladiator Beast. And Adrian goes, yeah, that's fine. And then he's like, oh, wait, I'm going to necro him. Something like that. He goes, attack. And Adrian says, yeah. And he's like, Oh, hold on, let me necro, and then the guy didn't let him take it back in. Yeah, it was unfortunate. And his agent not, he's not a, he just told me, yeah, I don't play, I'm rusty. It's understandable. I was really rooting for him to top with Diva Hero because it's a pretty good deck. All right, so let's look at his list. Prisma, Bestiari, Darius, 2 Quest, Aplamas, Laquari, Murmillo, 2 Samnite, a pretty standard GB monster lineup, 3 Book of Moon, Cold Wave, Heavy MST. Only one bottomless. I know Javi's like 1 bottomless. 2 Compulse in the main. Not bad. Yeah, it's actually, in GBs, that might be good, because you want to attack with your GB monsters. 3 Prison, 1 Mirror Force, only 2 Chariot, Solemn, Starlight Road, Trap Dushu, 2 Trapsun, 2 Wabaku. Ancient Force in the side, Gale in the side, that's pretty cool. The 2nd bottomless, yeah, I get it. I've done that, I did that in the past. I made that 1 bottomless side, the 2nd one for like Black Wings and stuff. Brain Control, probably for the mirror, because he's probably anticipating mirror matches. 2 Cyber Dragon, DD Crow, 2 Dust, Mind Control, My Body, No Woman, 2 Smash, Torrential. Okay, you normally see that. But congrats to Joe, top 8. Here we go, Marcus Hayden, another top for him. He was top 4. He got 3rd place at Orlando. Another Chicago guy playing Bayou. Surprised because he's always ran Black Wings in the past. I was shocked when I heard he was playing Bayou. And let's see if there's anything too interesting. Yeah, this looks like the standard Bayou list. It's almost identical to the list the guy won with. Look at it. Yeah, it's like this is the standard. Maybe the side deck's a little different. Yeah, even the side deck is almost identical. Yep. This is the standard Bayou list. So if you play against Bayou, to me, I try not to be too standard when I play because I don't want to be too predictable. Like I was main decking 1 Icarus attack in the main event. I changed my deck for the Attack of the Giant card, but yeah, my deck's a little different. I always try to not try to do it on purpose, but I just don't like deck dev in the main. That's just me. All right, so now we have Max Lewis. He is playing. Oh, this guy beat me. Yeah, he was my first loss. Yeah, Max Lewis, shout out to him from Colorado. He destroyed me. I got him game 2, but game 1 and game 3, he just drew insane. I couldn't win. Game 3, I got just destroyed. It was really bad. Yeah, he beat me. He was my first loss. Now let's look at his deck. Yep, he summoned that Arma on me turn 1 and sent Mally, and then just wrecked me the next after that. 1 Gilman, 1 Sangan, 1 Plague, 1 Necro, 1 Gorish, 2 Prodigy Stratos, 2 Militias, 3 Diva, Greffer, Dark Arm, Card Trooper, Caius. Yep, Spells, Allure, Brain, Future, Heavy, Mind Control, Miracle, MST, Rhoda, Trap Cards, 2 Bottomless, Call, Deep Prison, Mirror Force, Wing Blast, Return, Solemn Jump, Torrential. Yeah, pretty solid deck. Now let's look at the side deck. 2 Anti-Spell, 2 Cyber Dragon, 2 Dust Tornado, 2 Fossil Dino, 1 Master Strike, 2 Snowmanator, 2 Trapsun, 2 DD Crows. Shout out to him when I played him game 2 and I beat him. I deck def both his DD Crows. He was kind of upset. He was like, oh man, let me just chain these crows. I had nothing in the graveyard. Yeah, so congrats to him taking Diva Hero. Man, Diva Hero is scary. Sometimes the deck can just I think I played fine. I just got destroyed both game 1 and game 3. His hand was just gas, and I didn't main deck Oppression. Maybe had I main deck Oppression would have helped game 1. But game 3, he had Heavy Storm, so it didn't even matter. Game 3. All right. I believe, did we go? Yeah, I think that's it. Yep, that's it for the deck list. Now we'll go over my tournament report real quick. This is 1350. Okay, so yes, we'll go over the main event first. So round 1, I lost a die roll. Actually, I played against Asian with Cards. Some of you guys maybe recognize Asian with Cards. He does a lot of deck profiles for the Time Wizards and RBTs. He streamed the Underground games. He's not doing it this time, but he streamed the previous 3. First time I played him in a tournament. I've played him for fun a few times, but never in a tournament. He was playing Black Wings. Game 1, he won with Whirlwind Dad and Stardust. He just drew insane game 1. I don't remember what happened game 2. I think I Heavy Stormed him. I don't really remember much because it's all a blur. It's a lot of. I just remember game 3. I thought I was gonna lose. He opened double Whirlwind, Skill Drain. Yes, double whirlwind, skill drain, Starlight Road, and like he goes normal summon Kalute, search Gale and Blizzard. He had a Sirocco in his hand, and he didn't special summon Gale and make an arm wing, so he just passed. And then I go summon Greffer, pay the cost, discard value. He chain skill drain, and then I set bottomless 10 pass, and then he goes normal Sirocco. I attacked over his Kalute, obviously. He goes normal Sirocco. I bottomless. Now, maybe he shouldn't have. Well, let's say if he doesn't flip the skill drain, right? Then I make arm wing, right? So I would have hit him with both monsters and put him on a quicker clock. Because I remember when I saw my hand and he opened double whirlwind and 2 back row, I was like, okay. And then when he flipped the skill drain, I was like, okay, I had to get aggressive. It's the only way I'm going to win this game. And that's what happened. I ended up winning because after I bottomless the Sirocco, he didn't draw another monster that could deal with my Greffer. I remember I just slammed down my cards. And since he said 2 back row, I had a feeling one of his back rows was Starlight Road. And then when he flipped the skill drain, I was like, oh yeah, the other back row's probably Starlight Road. And I just went aggressive and I won. And yep, I put him on a clock. So yep, lost that roll after he rolled the 12. And I won round 1, so I felt good. Even after losing game 1 was rough. And then round 2, I get paired against Eric Chai, who ended up winning the Attack of the Giant card. Day 2, he won the Giant Geysera, so congrats to him. This is my 3rd time I faced him. I know he's won a couple of the monthlies over there in Chicago, one of the top Chicago players. I see him in like a lot of the events. Now, we faced twice in Anaheim. I faced him round 1, day 1 of the Ultimate Time Wizard in Anaheim. He beat me. And then we played again day 1, Attack of the Giant, or day 2, sorry, at the Attack of the Giant card. He beat me that time again. But I was playing Frog Hero. This time I was playing Bayou. And he rolled a Snake Eyes. And I ended so game 1, I remember I like double bottomless to him. He had whirlwind. I think like he tried to bait out my first bottomless. He kind of knew I had the first bottomless. So he goes with a value, brings out like I think a Silver Winter or Armor Master. I bottomless him. And he goes summon Shura on a Black Whirlwind. I bottomless his thing. And I remember he attacked into my hamster with value. So and that kind of hurt him a bit because then I brought out the Raikou. And I was wondering if he set Icarus with the value, but he didn't. And I think I caught him off guard with Icarus because it's probably not something that the standard value lists play. And one of the reasons why I main deck the Icarus because it helps against the Blackwing matchup. It helps get rid of their Whirlwind, which paid off. And I remember, I think after the double bottomless, I finally drew the Heavy Storm, and then I remember I drew it. And I was like, oh, that's Heavy Storm from game 1. And game two, I don't remember. I think he just destroyed me game 2. But I remember this is why I brought up the clock thing early in the game. After we finished game 2, that's when after my match with Eric Chai, I was thinking, okay, I need to start keeping track of time because I had to side out my upstarts against him. I think game 3. I don't remember if I did or not. But I was this close from doing that. I remember I was asking the judge, and the judge was like all the way across at the other side, and I was like, oh man, I might have to side out my upstarts. So after that, I started keeping track of time on Neuron, which I highly recommend if you're going to play Ultimate Time Wizard, since we don't have our own clock. All right, so game 3 against Eric Chai. I remember I thought about it too, because I saw Raikou. He caught me with Raikou game 2. So I'm thinking, okay, he sides into Mind Control so that he can either Mind Control my Raikou or Mind Control my hamster and set his own Raikou. So I set Raikou Dust Tornado turn 1. I kind of was like, okay, it's 1 Mind Control. If he has it, he has it. Pass. And he did have it. Mind Controls my Raikou. Flip, pop my Dust Tornado. After that, I'm thinking, yeah, this is just, I just can't win. But I think the rest of his hand was bad. And I just won. Yeah, I think he kind of bricked, and I ended up winning that game. But yeah, I looked bad when he mind controlled me. And I was thinking, like, you better have the 1 mind control. And he just had it. This sucks. All right. So that was round 2. So I started off 2-0. Felt good. I just beat one of the top Chicago players. So, it was off to a good start. And then round 3, I get paired against Max, who we saw made top 8 with Diva Hero. I lost the die roll. Oh, I want to mention. He asked me if I wanted to do low roll. And me being a nice guy, I was like, yeah, let's do low roll. And he beats me in the low roll. From now on, if someone asks me low roll, no. I'm gonna say no. Dang you, Max. I shouldn't have agreed to do low roll. And then he beat me. And again, I think I went over like game 1, he like set Sangan and then searched his combo and just wrecked me. Game 2, I went with I remember game 2, he goes summon Diva, I oppression, he solemn judgments. Then I deck dev'd him, and that's when I hit the 2 crows out of his hand, and I just easily won thanks to deck dev. And in game 3, he drew like one of the most broken hands I've ever seen in Diva Hero. I just couldn't win. But I felt right. It's okay. It was only 8 rounds, something, and okay, and I just got to win 5 rounds. I mean, it's hard, but it's possible. And yeah, I lost to Max as Diva Hero. Then I went up against Richard in a Vayu Mirror, and I won the die roll. And I remember I was just 2-0. I remember game 1, my hand was gas. I just OTK'd him. I was playing Chaos Sorcerer in my main deck and Foolish, and I just killed him game 1. And game 2, I don't even remember game 2 that much. I just remember I couldn't kill him because of Necro, but then I ended up beating him slowly. It was a really quick match. So, and then I'm 3-1, and then round 5, I think this guy's name was Nikki. I lost the die roll. He's playing Psychic Zombies, and yeah, I got destroyed. I think this match I just got destroyed. Like losing. I remember game 1. It's just tough to beat zombies when they draw Dark Arm. Like it was just. He goes like, the Goblin Zombie, make Brio, and then just drop Dark Arm, and I lost. And then game 2, I think I kind of was like trying to decide whether to make Stardust or Thought Ruler. And I decided to go for Thought Ruler because I thought he might have a Wing Blast or a Deep Prism, and I got Mirror Forced. And, that's just Yu-Gi-Oh! You play around, like, you have to choose whether, do I play around the 1 of, or like the 4 of, the Deep Prisons, the Wing Blasts, and Zombies and stuff, and he had the 1 Mirror Force, and I lost. I played the odds. Had I gone Stardust, maybe it would have been a different game. I don't know if I would have won, but it would have been a different game. He knocked me out of the tournament, basically, after that. And I just didn't see my side that game 2, and then, game 1, he won the roll. It was just tough. Zombies can be kind of tough for Vayu. I've kind of struggled against zombies in the past with Vayu. I don't know why. At least, because also I wasn't main decking Oppression, which my friend Nate always jokes that I always regret not main decking Oppression. And day 2, for the Attack of the Giant card, Oppressions went back in the main deck. But the reason I don't main deck Oppression is because it's not that great in the it's not really good in the mirror match. And it's not the best card against Blackwing, which Blackwing was the deck. Blackwing and Vi were the 2 decks that I played against the most in both tournaments. Like on Saturday I played 3 Blackwings, and on Sunday I played 1, and I played, how many mirrors did I play? I think I played 2 Vayu mirrors, or was it 3? No, I think I played 3 mirrors. So those were the decks that I played the most. That's why I don't main deck Oppression. But yeah, sometimes if you main deck Oppression, you might get rewarded by beating all the other decks, but Vayu and Blackwing are just too popular. Anyway, now I went up against, again, right now I'm playing just because a lot of my friends were still in the tournament, and like, I got nothing else to do, so I might as well just play it the last couple of rounds. So I go up against Alex playing Christy Sworn. I won the roll, and he beat me 1-2. So now I'm like, what? 3? Yeah, I'm 3-3 now. I remember game 3 I just lost because he sided in Consecrated Light, and I just didn't have an out. Like, I didn't draw my Raikos. I sided in Cyber Dragon against him, but I didn't see any of my outs, and he just beat me with Consecrated. I drew like all the dark monsters in my deck. And then, 3-3, round 7, I go up against Hector playing X-Sabers. Really long match because he stalled me out with like Gravity Bind and Level Limit Area B, but I did end up 2-0. And it's like, it came down to like Heavy Storm was like one of the at the very, very bottom of my deck. I had like 6 cards left in my deck. I finally drew the Heavy Storm and won game 2. But deck dev also hurt him really bad. That's why I don't like X-Sabers. It's just deck dev just, like, they have to side in like Trap Stun and stuff and 7 tools to stop deck dev. So yeah, 2 X-Sabers. And I played Jared. Yeah, I lost the die roll against X-Sabers. And then I lost the die roll the last round against Blackwings. And He beat. I remember we went to game 3 and then he beat me, or I beat him game 3 with Dark Arm. That's all I really remember. So yeah, I finished 5-3. As far as my deck list goes, would I make any changes? Again, I changed. I ran a more standard value list for day 2, but I put the oppressions in, and they didn't really hurt me that bad. Even though I did play 2 mirror matches on day 2. So I played how many rounds did I play? I played 8, and then I played 5. So I played 13 rounds, right, in both days, and 7 of the 6 rounds were value / black wings. So that should tell you, like, if you when you're building your deck. So more than half of my rounds, oppression would have been bad. So I think, yeah, maybe not main decking oppression is the right call. There's too many Blackwing players, too many value players. That's just how I look at it. That's why oppression isn't. That's why I didn't main deck it. All right, now let's go to the Attack of the Giant card. I played against Chris round 1. I won the die roll. It was a 2-0 in the mirror match, and he actually won the Giant Stratos at Orlando. So I knew sitting down, like, I recognized him because he sat next to me because I made top 8 of the Giant card in Orlando. He sat next to me, so I recognized him. And I was thinking, okay, he and I think we're supposed to play. Had I won my match, he and I would have played then. So maybe I would have won that Giant Stratos had I not lost to GBs. Who knows? Oh no, but I was playing Machina Quick Draw that day. I don't know, it might have been different. But it was a quick 2-0. I dropped Dark Arm on him. But there was a point where he could have dust shooted my Dark Arm and he chose not to. I think it would have been a different game had he dust shooted back my Dark Arm. But he didn't. So yeah, round 1, 2-0. And then round 2, I went up against Saul playing Dragon Turbo. It's a deck I haven't seen in a while. Game 1, he opened Future Fusion and game 2. But he was playing he wasn't playing a standard Dragon Turbo deck. Like, he was playing Wyverns in his deck, which you don't normally see that in Dragon Turbo. And he went. Luckily, I won the roll. But he opened Future Fusion. I was able to crash with my Colossal Fighter into both his red MDs, and then he didn't have a follow-up after that. But game 2, he opened Future Fusion again, wrecked me. And then game 3, he kind of bricked, but I gave him a few turns to draw out of it. And I think when he finally drew his Future Fusion, I had the oppression. He didn't have an out, so I won that one. And round 3, I go up against Eric. I think Eric Nguyen, I think that's his name. He's from my area, which it was the first time I met him. He actually borrowed one of my friend Chris from Epic's Quick Draw deck. And I won the die roll. So I won all 3 die rolls for the Attack of the Giant card. And it was just a swift 2-0. I remember game 2, I deck dev'd him. So I knew his hand. I knew he had Gores. He sided in Shadow Mirror against me. And I just played around all his cards. He drew like Heavy Storm, Dust Tornadoes. And yeah, I just played around everything. And he couldn't really win. Like, I remember I made a Colossal Fighter and then attacked him. He dropped the Gores, and I Caius his Gores for game. All right, round 4, I played against Kevin. I lost the die roll. This was I remember game 1. I had a really tough game. It was back and forth game 1, but I think he made one small error where, like, I set a monster. And he had like an Armor Master, and he chose not to attack it. I set a Plague Spreader. My game plan was, okay, he's going to attack my Plague, then I'm going to stack for Plague and Tribute for Caius, right? But he chose not to attack my Caius, and then I go Tribute, Plague for Caius. I think he was scared of a Hamster or Raikou. But 2 of my hamsters were gone, I think. Yeah, and then Caius' Armor Master, and I came back and won that game. I think he had like a Oppression set or a Dust Tornado. He was main decking 2 Dust. Which I personally, if I ever run Blackwings, I would not main deck Dust. That's just me. I've seen a lot of people start main decking 1 Dust Tornado in their Blackwing deck, but I probably wouldn't. And then I had another Sirocco, and I was able to win game 1. And game 2, Dark Arm. Dark Arm wins games. And then, so I'm moving on to top 8. Surprisingly, I'm doing pretty well in these Attack of the Giant cards. The last 3 I entered, I made top 8. Well, I got 2nd place at Vegas. Top 8 at Orlando, and then here I am back in top 8, and I went up against my good friend, Josh J. I've faced Josh J at locals a bunch of times. I don't think he's ever beat me in the finals at locals when we've played at locals, but we've played at 2 pretty big Edison tournaments. Like, I remember he beat me in top 4 at Oklahoma, and then we played at Copris Cove round 1, and I got him there. And we're playing a value mirror match, and he won the die roll. Game 1, I don't think there's much I could have done. He just he opened like, the standard value hand where he opens Caius going first, and I just couldn't really do much. And game 2, I just drew one of those bad value hands where he draw a bunch of monsters, and he like Kaiku'd me, and it was just bad. It was a Swift tool. I couldn't really play much. Oh, game 1 he beat me with Heavy Storm as well. I remember he heavied me game 1. I just lost. So, and Josh ended up getting second place. He lost to Eric Chai in the finals. But yeah, congrats to Josh getting to, the finals, getting the mini Geyseris. But I think he sold it to Murray. I know Murray's a big GB guy, so he got a medium-sized Geyseris. If I had one, some of you guys watch the channel, Javi's one of my best friends, and I don't know, maybe I would have sold it to him probably cheap. That was probably my game plan. I wouldn't have given it to him for free, but I probably would have sold it to him like really cheap. And some of you guys enjoyed the tournament report. As far as the next event, that big event that I will be attending, we have the Edison Showdown, which it's not a major event, but it's a big tournament down in Killeen or Corpus Cove, Texas. I'll be attending that one here in a few weeks. And I don't know about Rhode Island or Providence. I don't think I'm going to go to that one. I haven't really decided. Maybe I'll decide to go last minute, but after that will be YCS or Old Nationals, Indy, and I heard they announced RBT San Fran, so I'm planning to go to those two. But at Providence, I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe I'll change my mind. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and check out the link in the description. I have a coupon code for 5% off Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles and product at Epic Cards and Games. The code is my first and last name, Oscar Zelaya, one word, all caps. Yep, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.